Well, Labour's been doing its utmost to pour scorn on the government's cost of living pronouncements. Quite simply, Ed Miliband says their figures are dodgy.
I think this is a government in a hole that has no answers to the cost of living crisis, and all they're producing is a set of dodgy statistics, data that doesn't add up, to try and tell people what they can see with their own experiences and in their own lives just isn't true. Instead of denying the cost of living crisis, the government should actually be taking action to do something about it.
But does the recent spate of good economic news leave the opposition in, frankly, a bit of a hole? The Shadow Chancellor, Ed Balls, is due to make a big speech on the economy tomorrow. So if there is a hole, perhaps we're going to find out then how he intends digging himself out of it. Well, our political correspondent, Michael Crick, is here. Well, just how is he going to dig himself out of this hole?
Well, I mean, the Deputy Chief Whip, Greg Hands, the Conservative Deputy Chief Whip tonight, was tweeting why we had no tweets from Ed Balls this week. And he has been pretty quiet, but it's because, I understand, he has been concentrating on this speech to the Fabian Society tomorrow, the theme of which will be Labour's fiscal challenge. Now, before the 1997 election, Gordon Brown dramatically announced that he was going to match the Conservatives' spending plans. And, of course, the big problem for Labour is that since the financial crisis, the last 5 or 6 years, they've had a reputation for being profligate with our money, huge government deficits, and they've never really managed to overcome that. So that is the challenge, really, for Ed Balls. But it's interesting in the last few months how both sides have started to talk about the possibility of government surpluses. The Chancellor mentioned it in his conference speech last October. Then Ed Balls said he too aspired to government surpluses, but it would depend on the state of the economy. Then the Chancellor said, well, I'll bring in a charter of budget responsibility later this year. MPs will vote on it, setting out how we achieve a surplus. So really tomorrow, Ed Balls has to try and match that or trump that with something that is going to persuade people that Labour is credible on fiscal matters.
Michael, thank you very much.